You passed another test. Get ready for a promotion. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, you passed another test. Get ready for a promotion. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say I'm ready for the next level. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I'm ready for the next level. See, family, not only have you been blessed to make it to another level, but you have been blessed to surpass those who have been around you. See, when you stay in the same level, when it's time for you to move on, you grow past the capacity of those people, that environment, and those things. See, oftentimes, people are just like kids in grade school. You remember y'all in kindergarten, first, second, third, right? Just grade school, where your parents had the power to push you up a grade or pull you back and keep you in that same grade. Regardless of your conduct, regardless of your grades, if they felt like you were not compatible or ready to go to the next grade, they could hold you back, literally. Well, the thing is, y'all, a lot of adults today do the same thing. They pass the test, but they still hold themselves back. Why? Because of fear. See, I want you to understand something. You have a promotion that's coming. You have a promotion that's on the way. And it's due to you passing the test. The problem is, many people are not just only afraid of failure, people are afraid of success, right? See, everybody talk about moving up on their job, but when it's time, they don't actually want to. Everybody talk about having a better spouse or, a better person to do life with, but when it comes, they blow it away. And a lot of people talk about improving themselves, but when it's time, they do not improve and they continue to stay stagnant. Reno, what are you saying right now? If you pass the test, it is not guaranteed that you personally will make a decision to go to the next level. So I'm telling you, get ready for your promotion. Don't be afraid of it. Don't stay back because you are afraid of success. Don't stay stagnant because you are afraid of what God is about to do for you. I need you to understand something. You just passed this test. You did not crash out. You did not react off of emotion. You did not allow yourself to get mad and angry. You did not allow a person to push you. You did not allow that same spirit to come around you. And you did not allow people to play with you. Yet, you remain your composure and you sustain who you were as an individual. I need you to understand something. You just passed another test. Give yourself a round of applause. Let's go. All right. Now, family, y'all already know how we do. We're going to go ahead and get directly into this video. As y'all can see, we're inside with y'all. I told y'all it is extremely hot out here. I still may do another one, y'all, but I had to do something inside the crib. Right here by the great legendary couch, y'all. And with that being said, family, y'all already know how we do. Y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Let's get right into it, y'all. No, nothing else needed to say. Number one, y'all, you have control over your emotions. All right, that is a test within itself. You have control over your emotions. All right, y'all, I'm gonna speak on this briefly. I'm gonna do another video about this, but I want to speak about this real briefly, y'all. There was a man who unalived his wife and himself after he found out that she had given him HSV, which is herpes, right? A virus that you cannot get rid of. Yet you can get rid of like the outbreaks and the fever blisters and the stuff like that, but you cannot get rid of the virus itself. Long story short, y'all, they had both been messing around on one another, cheating on one another, but she brought something back home. I'm not saying that she's wrong or right. I'm just giving y'all the storyline in a condensed version. And so I guess he was very bothered about that, right? He was very bothered. And so he went on live to kind of vent and tell people what happened and stuff like that. And time progressed. I guess he just got so mad and couldn't live with it. And after he got off the live, he killed her. She's dead. He's dead. This happened in Jessup, Georgia, y'all. Twin County. This happened in Jessup, Georgia. This is close by Douglas, y'all, where I'm from. It's probably about an hour away, maybe 2 hours away. Jessup is not too far away. But the point is, y'all, this happened in a small town, and things like this don't typically happen there. But even crazier, y'all, this man crashed out because of something that he could not control. You cannot control other people. You cannot control their actions. You cannot control their responses nor their reactions. You can't. But what you can control is yourself. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Control yourself, right? Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say control yourself. That's what you can do. Now, you have been put to a test emotionally to where on your job, somebody have been trying to manipulate you. Somebody have been trying to turn you into a victim. They have been trying to get you fired. They've been trying to pull that dog at you. Yeah, they have. But you have controlled your emotions. See, about 5-10 years ago, it wasn't like that. The funny thing is, maybe even a month ago, it wasn't like that. But you know what happens? When God comes through, y'all, he really delivers you. And on top of that, he gives you the strength that you need, the strength that you prayed for to get past it. And what people don't realize is the biggest test that human beings, mankind, will ever have to pass is your emotions. What happens when a person sends you there? What happens when a person do something that you cannot stand? What happens when a person affects your livelihood? What happens when a person pull you back, right? Like these three people you don't forget. You don't forget the people who put you in a hard time, helped you in a hard time, right? And hindered you in a hard time, okay? You don't forget those people. And see, what happens is, y'all, people who do any one of those except for help, we react emotionally. We get pissed, we get mad, right? But you can't give them that time of the day. You can't give them that type of effort. You can't give that type of energy because they are not worth it, right? Do you think somebody gonna spend $500 on a pair of Shaqs? Why? Because they ain't worth it. They are a pair of Shaqs, right? They ain't worth it. Now, I ain't trying to get the brother Shaq to catch a stray, but y'all get my point. The point is, y'all, is that don't spend time, energy, money, okay, or effort on a person or thing that is not worth it. And that's something that they're not. So congratulations to you for not flying off the hinge and being able to control your emotions, right? That person probably cheated on you. And back in the day, you probably would have been on the Fatal Attraction. But you have been smart. You have allowed yourself to not react in that way, which means you walked away from the situation. All right, family been trying you, but what happened? You say, you know what, I'm gonna rise above this, and you did just that, right? You did just that. Random people have been trying to push you to your limits, push you to the edge, but you have not allowed them to be successful. You control your emotions. Once again, y'all, you can't worry about things that you cannot control. But what you can control are your emotions. Point blank, period. Next thing, y'all, number 2, it's going to be this right here. Sexual discipline. All right, sexual discipline. Now, this right here is going to be geared towards more of the men, right? I'm not saying that women can't have this issue, because y'all can, but majority rules, men mostly go through things like this, right? Women have sex with men or people who they like and love. It's more so of an emotional thing. Notice I said women. We got some garden tools and some female dolls out here, right? But for the most part, that's how the nature of a woman is. When it comes to a man, we don't care, right? Anywhere, any place, like Janet Jackson said, we don't care where at. The closet, the floor, the couch, in the grocery store, right? I mean, it just don't matter. All right. However, y'all, my men, we got to have sexual discipline. That is a test. All right. That is a test. And the higher you go up as a man, the more successful you become as a man, right? The more prestige achievements and accolades you build and gain as a man, the more temptation and lust is going to be thrown your way. Why? Because you now have the options. Chris Rock once said, a man is as loyal as the options he have. Let me say it once again, y'all. Chris Rock once said, a man is as loyal as the options that he have. So if he only got one options, he loyal to one person. If he got 5 options, he loyal to all 5. For the most part, this is not all men, right? I repeat, this is not all men, okay? But the point is that you got to have sexual discipline. If you are not able, as a man, to control your sexual desires, you will fall weak to your distractions. You will fall weak to women. You will fall weak to whatever your sexual desire is. All right, y'all know we live in a whole nother time now, so I get it. But the point is this right here, y'all. You have to control your sexual discipline because it can lead you into a place of destruction. You can. You think about those football players, basketball players, rappers, high-profile men, right? Just high-profile, period. Those who are considered to be in the top 1 to 10%. These are guys who probably make about $250,000 up, right? I'm gonna say 100,000 up. 100,000 up. These guys have a different set of options, right? But they also have a different set of rules to go by. Because if you are in a position to where you allow your sexual desires to control your day, your mood, or even control what you do, then you can end up like, what's my man, y'all? He played with the LA Rams. He allowed a woman to come over after curfew hours, and he lost his contract. Now, he ultimately, was able to get another contract, I think, with the Eagles or some other team, but he lost his contract, a whole contract. And those contracts have millions of dollars in them. I can't think of the name right now, but those who are real football heads, y'all know. He played with the LA Rams, and he allowed the chick to come over after curfew hours, and he lost his entire contract. And you could see the hurt in his eyes. And I could tell he was a good football player. But the point is, y'all, is that's that sexual discipline. Why else you think she came over? Y'all figure it out. Drop in the comments and let me know. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is every man don't have that sexual discipline, all right? Every person, male or female, are not able to turn down sex because of how they are mentally connected to it. This is why porn is so destructive. You got to cut the porn off, right? And I know, y'all, in today's time, it's everywhere. It's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, right? I mean, it's everywhere. But you have to be mentally strong enough to stay away from your sexual desires, and you got to have that sexual discipline. That in itself is a test, right? Men have always had these 3 downfalls: drugs, gambling, and women. Point blank, period. Drugs, gambling, and women. That has always been a man's top 3 downfalls in the world, all right, in life. Since the biblical times, Samson was taken down by Delilah. Solomon was taken down by the foreign women. Okay, the list goes on, y'all. The list goes on. But the point of what I'm saying is sexual discipline is imperative and very well needed, right? Number 3, y'all. My bad for the rant, but I had to go in on that because I want y'all to know how important sexual discipline is. Number 3, y'all. You're able to bypass distractions, all right? You are able to bypass distractions. This is bigger than just sex, okay? This is bigger than just, porn. Distractions can simply be your friends always calling you to go out. Distractions can be watching TV on Netflix, right? You sitting on your couch just binge watching, just watching. The only thing you should binge watch is Reno Speaks Rich's videos. But that's besides the point. The point is, y'all, is that when you are able to bypass your distractions, you become a strong man or woman. Let me say that once again, y'all. You become a strong man or woman when you are able to bypass your distractions, all right? When you're driving on the interstate or even the road, We are surrounded by so many distractions. You got billboards. You got people doing crazy things, like here in Atlanta, somebody jumped off of Spaghetti Junction. If y'all don't know what Spaghetti Junction is, Google it. You will see how high it was. But that was considered to be a distraction as well. RIP to that brother, right? You know, I'm not being insensitive to what he did to himself, right? But what I do want to say is that would be considered like a distraction as you are riding on the road. Imagine somebody looking at that and then boom, they get in the wreck, right? Let's just say you see cows, you see buildings, whatever the case is, those are distractions. And whatever takes you off of the main goal, take you off of your mission, that is considered to be a distraction. You want to keep tunnel vision. You want to keep your eyes forward. You have to be able to bypass your distractions, which means you remember when you was a kid, you rode past McDonald's. Guess what your mama did? Nope, we got McDonald's at home. You rode past Burger King. Nope, you better not think about it. We got Burger King at home. You seen Walmart. You seen all the stores and said, ooh, can I go there? Mondukes bypass the distractions. You got to do the same thing. You got to ride past it. And that's what you did. That's what I say, y'all. You passed another test, right? And that was being able to bypass your distractions. Congratulations for you. Number 4, y'all, patience. Patience. This is imperative, okay? Especially when you're talking about having kids, having a dog, patience with yourself, patience to understand other people, okay? Let me say that once again. Patience to understand other people, right? It's this comedian by the name of Marcus D. Wiley. He had a comedy special. It was entitled Marriage is Surgical. Marriage is surgical. And one of the things that he highlighted was, if you have deal breakers, he said marriage ain't for you. If you're one of those people who walk away for any little thing, marriage ain't for you. If you are one of those people who lack patience, marriage ain't for you, right? And he's saying this in a jokingly manner with a sense of humor, but the reality is it's true. See, when you're talking about having patience, you got to have patience for the other person because they may not be getting it as soon as you would. They're not you. You got to have patience for the other person because maybe they don't mean harm, right? You got to have patience for people, period. You can't just be crashing out because they don't get it. You don't get it. I'm finna crash out. No. Then you just only become a crash out in a statistic of the system. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? So patience is very important. You got to have patience to wait for God's blessing. I didn't say just wait and pray and say, well, I'm waiting on God's blessing. No, I said you have to have patience to wait for God's blessing while you work, okay? Faith without works is dead. We all know that, but for some reason, people hate when I say that. Faith without works is dead. Simple as that, all right? But anyway, y'all, you got to have patience to wait for that blessing. You got to have patience to wait until God is done preparing you and until God is done hiding you, right? Because he's not going to reveal anything that's not ready in his name. Let me say it once again, y'all. He's not going to reveal anything that is not ready in his name. See, the devil don't care. He'll put you out there. He'll give you the money, the millions. He'll give you the success, the prestige. He'll put you on billboards. He'll put you on TV. But you haven't had no artist development. So when you're articulating, it don't sound like articulation. It sounds like just mumbling and babbling, right? But God says, no, I'm going to make sure I put the vocabulary in my chosen one. I'm going to make sure I put the intellect inside my chosen one. I'm going to make sure that their gift is at the top, at their peak. You see how God works? He's looking out for you. But you got to have patience while he works, all right? You got to have that patience. The last thing, y'all, number 5, is going to be this right here. Money management, all right? Money management. That is another test, okay? Whatever you can't manage, you will lose, all right? Whatever you can't manage, you will lose. Reno, why is that? Because God, he has created these resources, and those resources go to those who manage. This is why the wicked have all the wealth. But understand something. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. He just says they have executed my laws. That's why they have all the wealth. And so once you understand money management, then the wealth transfer to you. Once you understand money management, then the wealth transfer to you. Reno, what are you saying? If you can't manage 10, who will give you 100? If you can't manage 100, who will give you 1,000? If you can't manage 1,000, who gonna give you 1,000,000? And we are big for saying, I'm manifesting $1 million. How are you gonna manifest $1 million when the $100 that you manifested was not managed? That's a test. Okay. I remember Jay-Z saying that those NBA players and football players who get these $1 million contracts have terrible money management. And he wasn't picking at them. He was just saying it in a way of, hey, you should not have $50 million and be going broke in 4 years, 5 years. You should not. Somebody may say, Reno, it's 5 years. It's only 5 years. You should not be broke in 5 years after having $50 million. That is $10 million a year. Some people will never see that in a lifetime. So it's no excuse. Once you understand money management, God says, let me bless him with more. Let me give him a raise on his job. Let me send him more clients. Let me send her more business ideas that's going to manifest more fruits. Fruits turn into money. Let me give them, or let me place them in an environment where they're going to make more money, right? You know, God works in mysterious ways. But the point is, y'all, is that if you don't have no money management, then you're not going to have any money to manage. If you don't have any money management, then you won't have any money to manage, all right? And you'll stay stagnant. So congratulations to you once again, y'all. You passed another test. Get ready for the promotion. Don't be afraid to step up the ladder. Don't be afraid to move to another room. Don't be afraid to have another spouse. Don't be afraid to get big. Don't be afraid to get better. Don't be afraid to do something that you have never done before. Because you passed the test. Don't hold yourself back because you are afraid. Once again, when you have exceeded and outgrown the capacity of a level and everything in it, you are only doing a disservice to yourself. All right. But family, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all already know how we do. Y'all make sure y'all check out any one of those Yes Sir t-shirts, Yes Sir hoodies. Y'all book a one-on-one session with your boy. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to go over to the Rich Mentality Academy and y'all make sure y'all meet the tribe. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.